Yes, selector. Yes, welcome in me, I journeyman like long life sin. Yes, second Mackie minor skin. Now come in my selector.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, yeah, yo. Rockin' it. And completely destroying it. Life, I'm rocking the mic and dropping it right. Cause flames to ignite, I'm blast straight out the top of the mic. Don't stop in the night, with rhymes in the tight. I take flight when I talk, my jaw has got the force of a great white. Breathing flames for breath, kicking more than a game of death. The type to beat, pain to death. I'm the king of the rappers cause I reign the best. Never been afraid of death, I chase a grim reaper. Put him in a sleeper hole, knock him out cold like a reefer. I respect like a Aretha when I talk on the mic. Or you just might get yourself striped just like a zebra. Never been an underachiever, here I come under the heaver. Better pay attention to me like superpower world leaders. Forget I am Mike, I'll be the baddest man. I rule and reign with terror like the Taliban in Afghanistan. Going to war like Babali did with the Babylon. Vocally running scams up in heads like I'm the son of Sam. I spit the best rap for the same effect as X-Lax. Make rappers shit themselves while they thinking I wish I said that. I got my new material, then Erica Badu head rap. Make rappers holler, oh no, like they was red rat. Fuck me up on stage and they know that it be a setback. I'm dropping moves, never been used in a celebrity deathmatch. Definitely step back, my lyrics don't like that's a jetpack. I'm known for burning MCs and managers plus their press packs. My complex flex, I inject into subjects, confusing their intellects. I'm raw like unprotected sex, my vocals punch so hard. All you see is blood and spray and sweat. Stabbing you, cause they sharp like the tips of a bayonet. Like a plane and jet, like flies and lands in the dome. I swear by my own words like Tourette syndrome. Don't forget I make you sweat my life, I rep in the zone. If you got beef for me, don't let me catch you walking alone. Better step with a bodyguard than an army of chaperone. Before I run Duran, I was known as the Hands of Stone. Rockin' it. Rockin' it. Rockin' it. Rockin' it.
You know I come around and rock it.
Me and life on the microphone, we're very competitive. Laugh in the face of the weak, but can't better quit. I do this effortless, forever live wrecking shit. A terrorist, the best will look corny. Next to Skit, oh yeah, my style is free. I'm very generous, and you can't stop that pen of his. Creating sentences, the text I spit, your head a twist like the exorcist. In class I was the cleverest, test day I'd remember shit. Quiet as a mouse, with a nose for the cheddar kid. You couldn't get with Skit, you wrote the illest shit you ever did. Gold medalist, clear your chest like cold medicine. Dope flow veteran, voice so settling. Hip-hop is worldwide, is what we try to show Americans. MCs kick weak verses with no intelligence. Give them a gold chain and they think they know everything.
Wait. I know.
You can come with a gun or a machete, but you're still not ready. See, I'm badder than a yard you when I'm blazing in belly. I'm amazing many and I'm crazy like a baby that's raised on Henny. Forget simplistic linguistics, I do it a harder way like Penny. I rock mics with lyrics that's locked tight. I'm freestyle like a stuntman, putting 360 somersaults on a quad bike. Spit rapidly like bullets from a spitfire in a dogfight. The rough type, running things for years like I was Boss Light. Me versus you, one-on-one, nigga, then guess what? You get yourself played like a PS2 or an Xbox. I'll outshine your album with lyrics straight from my head top. Entertain the brain more than a Sky digital set box. The red hot dreadlocks, forcing rappers to run home like the Red Sox. And if rapping was crack, I'd have the best rocks. Control the mic with one-liners like Dolomite or Red Fox. The real jet like Ronnie Wade and Peter Tosh or Fred Locks. Blow your mind with rap like a schizophrenic with a 9 or a gas. Spit musical lines in my track like Courtney Pine on the sax. Like a bullet train on the track, I'll travel at high speed. Knock niggas back like an extra strung bag of Thai weed. When I'm speaking, I'm the best yet. Hear me in your headset, making other MCs scared to leave their house like serious death threats. I can see clearly now the crack smoke's gone. To all my brothers, for real, pick up my herb sack and I get my swerve on. Check pin, I mean none too. I can see clearly now the crack smoke's gone. It's gonna be a bright weed smoking day. Well, check this anyway. I'll never be a crackhead, never dread. I'll never be a crackhead, I'll never be a crackhead, never dread. I'll never be a crackhead, A crackhead is a person whose brain is dead. A crackhead would send his brethren out to the feds. A crackhead, they would sleep in anybody's bed. It's been said for crack rocks, the crackheads be giving head. Crackheads, they got the cheek to grow dreads when they know reality's the last thing that's in their heads. Crackheads, mostly young, they end up dead with a pipe in their mouth or a body full of lead. A crackhead is a person who got caught up in the hype. 24/7 crackheads get praised to the almighty pipe. A crackhead doesn't know the real meaning of human life. That's why a crackhead will slice his own wife with a knife. See, a crack pipe could make a conscious brother lose his sight, but I don't melt crack rocks, or rather melt tops of mics. Crackers become fashionable almost overnight. What's next? The fucking crack pipe endorsed by Nike. Niggas smoke a pipe and think that they can play bull like Mike. Feel confident they can take out Holyfield in a fight. Crackheads be dark brothers, robbing their own baby mothers, making their families suffer. Bunch of dumb motherfuckers. Crack causes armed robberies, street robberies, burglaries, assault and batteries, ABHs and shoplifting cases, run down appearances, lack of brain and body strength from pothole faces. To smoke crack, you must be ignorant like a racist, and less educated than kids who can't do up their laces. Me smoke crack, nigga, you must be full. It cause unnecessary deaths like Tupac and Biggie Small. So I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. Check it down, I can see clearly now. The crack smoke's gone. To all my brothers, check it out. Pick up my herb sack and I get my swerve on. Check phenomenon too. I can see clearly now. The crack smoke's gone. Pick up your herb sack. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright weed smoking day. Y'all know. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright weed smoking day. Crack should become a thing of the past. We should blast this up in the streets. Bring back the herbal sacks. Bring back the metaphorical raps. Chop crack like an axe. For real. We present to you the greatest rapper in the world, Life MC. He goes Kung Fu. I'm stormtrooping up in the skies like someone alley-ooping. Street fighter verbalist without the alley-ooping. Special moves, power moves, drilling heads like power tools, but ain't allowing fools to say they're more powerful. I'm so powerful, I shock pylons. When I hold a mic, I shine bright and blind the sight of people living in Saigon. Never let a bygone be a bygone, so be gone before I strike you like a cobra interbred with a python. Then my mic's on, you better record this. When I flip on the cordless, my rhymes stab you up like psychopathic swordfish. My tips are so hot when you take them home, they melt the phone in your headphones and scorch holes in your banger notes and speaker cones. My rhymes are supersonically flown straight out of the dome. My imagination center links up with the twilight zone. I spit tail from the crypt that hover like spaceships, making the Bermuda Triangle disappear like the sun during an eclipse.
You hear that live technique? He knows Kung Fu.
My style's tight like Big Pun, sporting skinny man's jacket and tighter than the string fibers in Pam Strider's tennis racket. I'm fatter than a Bill Gates waste packet. Any computer I hack it, jamming information sources like traffic. My raps attack like a mutant Venus flytrap. Once you relax, my jaw snaps, your skull cracks, your spine snaps, make your mind lapse, make you dizzy and collapse like a head injury victim recovering from a car crash. My tactics draw you in like metal attracted to magnets, torturing victims like voodoo pins in black magic. Automatic brainwaves travel through my brain circumference. 24/7, my mind's got rhymes in abundance. I'm deeper than any dungeon, darker than hell at night. I kill more niggas than ethnic cleansing and genocide.
Yeah, you still standing there? Here he comes again!
I stop the world, turn it like suspended animation. Spin the globe backwards to the first days of Earth's creation. That means I just reversed the Earth and unrevolved it, so I can take the mystery of life and fucking solve it. I took the sea and froze it, stole a stealth plane and I flown it. I smoked bliss while sitting on some flammable explosive. I stole Mary from Joseph, took a gun that was loaded. Shot the back of my throat, but only the bullet shell exploded. My voice box is tougher than a bulletproof jacket. Plus show me a moving target, watch the way that I attack it.
You want more? He's got one more. Oh no, he's coming!
I'm remorseless and wilder than rodeo horses. A miracle man breaking up crews and clans like divorces. An entity of rhyme powered by unknown sources and supernatural forces, leaving my to rigor mortis. I'm the one that went to the planet of the apes and saved the astronauts. Travel back in time and sparred with Jason and the Argonauts. I've even had an argument with the crocodile and broke his jaw. Went to Jurassic Park and wrestled 150 dinosaurs. I'm rhyming raw, flipping a technique to turn the break meat, make a lead rapper sound dry like the underneath of Mfufu's feet. The type of rapper no other rapper out there could defeat. Even if I was a PlayStation game and you came with a book of cheats. I'm amazing, fantastic, spectacular. I'll be the first man to grow a set of fangs and bite the neck of Dracula. I'm tackling like a stalker, cardiac arresting you like a heart low enforcer. I'm the #1 battle rhyme endorser.
Shh, he's coming. Where? Over there. Here he comes!
I'm attacking you like aliens, laser beaming and zapping you. Come in your house and making my home like white people in South Africa. I'm lethal, nobody be equal. I shoot my mouth like a desert eagle, giving amnesia patience, total recall. My tongue trains on the speedball, punch bag and running machine. The stamina man blowing up the scene like nitroglycerine. I used to be in the 18, they chucked me out for having a spliff. I punched Mr. T and dissed the leader Hannibal Smith. The type to jump off a cliff without a bungee rope and harness strap, or spinning the hardest strap to snap the spinal cord inside your back. That's white cats be calling me all of that and taking Prozac. Come around me blowing their mind like a skunk spliffing hell through blowbacks.
You like that technique? He's from the east.
We want life.
Kung Fu!
Check, check, 1, 2. Yo, this is the life, the Buffalo Soldier. Come for fight down Babylon. As the new millennium dawns, you must prepare your conscious mind. Open your eyes and see through the devil's disguise. Stay wise, stay true and stay real, before the world becomes a killing field. I come to fight the Babalonians. With holy words I'm dethroning them, blowing their minds like smoking a pipe of raw uncut opium. 24/7 I'm scoping them up in their faces, solding them, making paranoid like a rape victim when the rapist keeps phoning them. Spitting reality scriptures, painting reality pictures, reciting Maccabee paragraphs or smoking herbal mixtures. For those who try to sin, they shall fall like the Berlin Wall, collapse like that Japanese shopping mall. On their bellies they shall crawl. The snakes with the wicked tongues, the wicked ones without no conscience. When they talk, their tongues fork, speaking unholy devil nonsense. The cases of Stephen Lawrence and Rodney King should show you one thing: there's no justice while Babylonians run things. To be poor is a crime. If you're rich, it's okay. You can even get away with murder if you don't believe me, as OJ like The Simpsons. This world's a cartoon that's based on fiction. Contradiction, a far cry from the days of the Egyptians. Wars and ghetto friction, murder and drug addiction, human atrocities like Nostradamus' foretold prediction. You're gonna pay the price if you live the life of Antichrist, trying to help the devil rise by neglecting your third eyes. This Rastafari, Selassie, I am not unwise. And for those who are, Judgment Day will take you by surprise. All the greedy people worshipping the root of all evil, trying to make the 666 mark of the beast look legal. You're gonna burn in hell, in damnation you shall dwell. While I grow my angel wings up to the heavens I propel. I'm sitting in Mount Zion, guarded by conquering lions, listening to crying in hell while your ass is frying. Selassie is my partner, Babalonian step solo. I'm guided, I choose to live fast and die young like Flojo. But me, I need to preserve my life on planet Earth. This is God's turf, because to the whole world he gave birth. Yeah, yeah. 99, going into the new millennium time. The Rasta Starship Trooper taking on Lucifer. All devils on the lower level. Keep it real, stay wise. Look with your third eye, exercise your mind. The cerebral cortex. Kill Babylon with a raw flex. Peace. so join my caravan. I'm keeping people swinging in the clubs like they're orangutans. I'm more flash than the cameraman, so spending time in his Kodak. I flow raps to leave rappers nervous, I'm pumping Prozac, never hold back. I never smoke crack, so I never flow whack. And due to the impact of my raps, I'm leaving rappers polax. Leave your skull crack, make your head fall out looking like Kojak. You can stick your head in a grow bag, but your hair still won't grow back. Leave your brain child like a blowback from a ganja reefer. Spit rhymes, expand your speakers, with lyrics that sell better than the best brand of sneakers. Vocal leader, microphone stampeder, that's the man believer. High achiever of the highest quality, I ain't lying either. Golden like retrievers, got a native tongue like Queen Latifah's. Trying to keep it real amongst the fake snakes and daydreamers. The rhyme schemers and jive beamers and sing with soul divas. Trying to turn the underground hip-hop heads into R&B believers. Get a hit with their first song, now they think this shit's the bomb. The second time around they flop without the diva singing along. Anyone can make them rap and bullshit R&B tracks with 16 bars of a love song and 4 bars of a weak rap. I defeat that and delete that with a deep rap and a complete track of consciousness to make their best sound like it was feedback. It's not about the planes, the gold chains and champagne. It's about trying to maintain in this game with a positive aim. When I'm rocking this, you can't be stopping this. I'm spreading consciousness from the borders of the UK through the whole hip-hop metropolis.
Life takes the universe.
Know what I'm saying?
Life is a miracle, man.
Life
never dying, always living. Life. And one other thing, I flip the flavors good in your neighborhoods and states and precincts. This is life and I feel like Cypher, so you could never find a weak link. I'll stop your breathing if you want to battle, you better rethink. Cause I'll leave your whole body swollen and blistered like 1,000 bee stings. Put on my think cap, then I think rap that's big like cap. Spinning flows at the triple the value of the gold stolen and bring smack. When I pick up a microphone, I leave you more stone in a crack pipe. You can see my rhymes in the sky night like a cloud bouncing flashlight. I smash mics, been known to harass mic like a vocal stalker. I'm precocious and ferocious, have you stepping like Heineken Moses. I get more love and attention than Puffy and Jennifer Lopez. I'm the black miracle child of God like the son of Mary and Joseph. Hide explosive when I quote this rap style, I'm the dopest. When I rock, you couldn't hold this. I step on rappers like cockroaches. Trained to the art of vocal hypnosis. Rappers' brains are bending and rap careers I'm ending them while I still keep it swinging like a pendulum. I beat the best of the best while leaving them laughed at with no friends, cause I'm computerized like modems and more mystical than Stonehenge. I zone with friends and spit lyrics to make other MCs scramble, making them disappear unexplainably like the Bureau of the Triangle. I spit a symphony better than Schubert and handle. Plus I'm tough like Ramble. In a battle my heart gets colder than the killer of Jill Dando. And on that note, and on that note, and on that note, and on that note, and on that note.
life takes the universe.
Know what I'm saying? Life
is a miracle, man.
Life
never dying, always living. Life and one other thing.
Life takes the universe.
Know what I'm saying? Life
is a miracle, man.
Life
never dying, always living. Life and one other thing.
Now, get some sleep. We've got a long journey ahead of us tomorrow.
Tomorrows must be better days. Tomorrows must be better days.
I'm here to make a difference. My album will manifest many things that I saw, did, or heard about.
We live in a world of sufferation, racial discrimination, brainwash education and manipulation, degradation, down pressure. But every time I get down pressed, I feel strength through God's blessing. It still breaks my heart seeing the world fall apart as mankind being controlled by some evil blood clots. Little devil upstarts trying to turn light to dark, turn good to bad, happy to sad. I can't overstand all the war and violence, dictators and tyrants navigating wickedness like Lucifer's private pilots. Wolf in sheep clothing, moving silent across God's horizons, trying to disperse evil through the universe. Why the Holocaust? Why the tragedy? The life-taking savagery, the devil cavalry fighting his majesty. Insanity in human brains has overtaken the sane, like natural herbs overtaken by the crack cocaine. Who's to blame? Everyone who lacks the wisdom. If everybody had a third eye, we stop the devil's mission. Lucifer's coalition, religions based on fiction, false tablet inscriptions not wrote by Egyptians. Lyrically I cruise like Tom, explode like atom bombs. Think thoughts that are telepathically sent from lands beyond. My brain cells swell similar to river banks when the sea rises and the rivers overflow. That's how my rhymes go, overflowing rhyme flows. Knowledge and understanding like the phoenix that rose from the ashes and flew up into the sun's core. But my rhymes fly to heaven and knocks on God's door. From a time and place where there's no earth and space, no trace of human race. That's where you'll find me, meditating on the brainwave sent by G.O.D. God's disciples and angels be my soul's company. I operate naturally like Mother Nature. I grow naturally like the ganja trees I smoke in Rizla paper. Process the planet data like a human microchip to find the truth between the scientists and Bible scripts. A truth with 100% fact behind it. That's why I got my third eye to help I and I find it. People question life but never really search for answers. But once your life started, you can't be half-hearted. To live long, you gotta be strong, cause life's a test. And never question God's reasons, cause you know He knows best.
Tomorrows must be better days.
The LIFE, alongside DJ Napa.
Tomorrows must be
Giuliano Soprano.
days.
We out. I strike back, hitting your thorax. I'm the phantom menace who gets deep on impact. A specialist who's hard to kill, and still I'm an assassin. Natural born killer, I die hard, cause I'll be the last man standing. The golden child with a golden eye, like a James Bond spy. Extraterrestrial mind, like close encounters of the third kind. I call flatliners and last action heroes to go AWOL and turn Rambo Commando into two desperados. I don't think with basic instincts, my mind's like a computer. I'm the total recall lethal weapon, times 7 Starship Trooper. Mr. Fury Karate Kid, Braveheart on some higher learning. You can smell my vapor vapors from here to Mississippi burning. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre rapper with a fifth element intelligence, leaving rappers' brains dead like presidents. I'm gonna get you sucker, you're a dead man walking just for talking. Leave your misery like Kathy Bates slicing up your foreskin. On a track I hit with double impact just for verbal pleasure. Do the right thing and take this mic thing to extreme measures. I menace to society with time to kill. Beat you to a pulp like fiction with my Enter the Jack and rhyme skills. I'll leave you in the killing fields from dusk till dawn, cause I'll be working weird science like the children of the corn. I wasn't born with horns, I'm not the devil or his advocate. I'm not the type to inscribe 666 on Egyptian tablets, but I'm not having it. I heard that Jason stole my lyrics. My style he's tried to mimic, now he's an evil dead spirit. I set it up for real and I don't play no patriot games. I'm a universal soldier, not no weak ass G.I. Jane. I've even robbed the money train and danced in purple rain, flown around the world with Superman and slept with Lois Lane. My life is like a movie. You could never tame my wild style. I split the man in the eye of my spleen while drinking H2O and scaring you like Halloween. I make you scream like Candyman, cause once I've seen you, I take your life, attack your girl, and then I make her scream too. Like an American werewolf in London. I change when I see the moon, cause I was spawned from a cocoon in the Lost World Temple of Doom. I got great expectations like one of them touchables. I'm a gang-related driller killer, usual suspect, raging bull. The hand that rocks the cradle and crushes full metal jackets. I rip the mask from off the face of liar before I slap it. Stir crazy bad boy causing crimson ties. Even under siege I succeed because tomorrow never dies. I'm not the type to sleep with the enemy or shoot with a naked gun, but I got 8 heads in a duffel bag making a running man run. I've even fallen for a Stargate then return like the Jedi with the force of Star Wars. I'm quantum leaping through the skies. I'm too wise for true lies, so you could never get near me with your cycling turn of affairs or any type of conspiracy theory. Who's a man? Me the demolition man, verbal exorcist. Don't need no bodyguards, I wrestle gorillas in the mist. This ain't RoboCop, time cop like Predator on my dreadlocks. The Judge Dredd came back, so who be tough like the Rock? When my lyrical skills begin, you better be gone like the wind, cause it's better for Tongue twisters causing backdraft blisters of the skin. Dangerous like 7 deadly sins, but how you could never hurdle. Cause I beat you black and blue, I'm walking around the color purple. I'm the hoodlum who's shining, firing like bow and arrows. Guns and Navarone, plus lock, stock and 2 smoking barrels.
A never-ending saga when I rap these beats.
As soon as the director see action, you start.
Like, camera, action.
I leave your Scarface and draw first blood anytime we meet. Rappers take licks on my avenue because I live on Beat Street. I turn up the heat and act like Blade with vocal superpowers. Rap for 9.5 weeks and another 48 hours. Defending raps, morning shades like Men in Black. I've even traveled on Apollo 13 and made alien contact. I never get lost in space, I know my way around the sphere. Like I know I'm a godfather causing Batman's cave fear. Life I'm doing it my way, curious like Chucky from Child's Play. I'm serious, not delirious like jokes from Friday. I'm the Christian car mechanic, sinking rappers like Titanic. I'ma smack your face off, my cool runnings you couldn't manage. I rise above the rim cause I'm the champ and I'm advancing. On the devil in a blue dress who be doing dirty dancing. Now he's fled, taking deep cover like a ninja mutant turtle. If the devil's on his wise, he'll never show his snake eyes. I take him by surprise, I make his cardiovascular fail. Now he can't breathe, he's lying there, waiting to exhale. I'm an entity like an X-File from Scully and Mulder. A microphone fugitive who's too big for any small soldiers. The harder they come, the harder they fall, cause life I'm too raw. I'm like Orca the killer whale with the mentality of Jaws. Like Rocky, I'll knock you out, cause I'll be the last Boy Scout. If I don't terminate you now, I'll leave you nil by mouth. I'm the Jacob's Ladder moonwalker, but not like Michael Jackson. Presumed innocent, over his child's play, faded attraction. I'm more like Action Jackson with my flame-throwing flow. So hot, I'm a fire starter, causing terror in infernos. Officer and a gentleman, no, I'm a Shaka Zulu, causing silence of the lambs with my ease by you voodoo. The Mad Max of rap, you can't enter my Thunderdome. I crush it like the Flintstones if I ever catch you home alone.
Rapping is like acting, but we write the script and flip it. Directed and projected on the screen so you can check it.
Yo, MCs better move and speak quick. I know you don't wanna battle, cause I'm a hitman like Leon, having my day like the Jackal. I'm a good fella who don't hang in casinos, but my ways like Carlitos. A new Jack in the city, plus I'm brown like Nino. Cry freedom like Steve Biko and could never be trading places with Donnie Brasco. No American history X-races, but I'm wild like Jumanji. Ace Ventura, George to the jungle, ties the Greystoke. I'll even make South Central crumble. I keep my shit LA confidential while I'm holding it down. I'm running around your town, pulling scams like Foxy Brown. I've had a rumble in the Bronx, in the middle of rush hour, with the king of New York, killed him with absolute power. Sim Sim, a glimmer man, double team your whole clan. Even if your crew had Jet Li, Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan. I spent 7 years in Tibet, flipping a freestyle set. Like a phenomenon with a sense of sensibility in check. I cause primal fear and bite off your ear like I was Mike Tyson. The enemy of the state, seeing events over the horizon. Walk through 36 chambers to death, just to catch a killer. There's nowhere to run as I stamp on you for fun like Godzilla. Life will make you crash a car like you was driving Miss Daisy. On Friday the 13th, I make you ghost like Patrick Swayze. You couldn't scare this if you was the Blair Witch. I'm a vocal sensation, conquer any gladiator, send him to his final destination.
A never-ending saga when I rap to these beats. A never-ending saga when I rap. A never-ending saga when I rap to these beats. A never-ending saga when I rap to these beats.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the sold-out theater of Madison Square Garden, let's get ready to rumble!
Don't know me, I'm a superstar with the skills of Shane Mosley. Born great like Kali, so don't oppose me. Plus I stay clever, box with the speed of Mayweather. Frustrating opponents like Hammond while their face be taking never. A fake never, cause I'm the real deal like Holyfield. A hook up on your eye until it looks like Bushwick Bill. Detach your retina, detect you and tear you apart, yo. At nighttime I'm trained by the spirit of Ray Robinson and Costiamato, who taught me everything he held back from Mike Tyson. Life I'm throwing punches in bunches with the strength of a bison. You wanna fight son, then get the terms right. Prepare for war and more intensity than a Marvin Hagler Thomas Hearns fight. Like Roy Jones to the the dome. I defeat you with one flurry. Shock the world like Lloyd Hunnigan, beating undone Curry. I'm so tough when you punch me, you'll be hurting your hands. Have you hollering for no mask like your name was Robert Duran. A bad man in the ring, boxing killer like a Damsky. Cause wounds to the face that can't be made safe by Flipper Mansky. Don't try to ban me, I'm not an ear biter, I'm a fear fighter. I'm so heavy inside the ring at the weigh-ins I appear lighter. When the bell sounds, most boxers are spellbound. Before I can get across the ring to do anything, most are purposely fell down. With my jab I'm sticking you, moving and hitting you. Slippery like Pano Whitaker, of your title I'll be stripping you. You know that I'll be whipping you inside of the ring's perimeter. From southpaw to an orthodox stance, I'm not particular. Inside of the ring, there's not a man who could do it. Even if it's trained by Angelo Dundee and Emmanuel Stewart. I'm the undisputable man who'll be fluid. And I'm throwing blows at foes so hard they'll be seeing six heads like Andrew Lewis. To the ribcage I'll attack on Mike McCallum, body snatch him. I'm ferocious like Fernando Vargas, ready for action, bringing jabs to you like Zab Judah. This sues the best. See my records suggest I'm better than you, Lil Caesar's your best. Wake up out of my bed, put on a vest, was weighted with lead, and run up beside the Kilimanjaro just to train up my legs. My stamina's so good I can box while I'm holding my breath. I'll knock you out and leave you stiffer than a man who's frozen to death. Whichever opponent's next better be showing respect. At every punch I throw connects, leaving fighters with broken necks. More macho than Hector Camacho, sweeter than Ray Leonard. I date you like Joe Frazier, beat you around the ring and chase you. The Hulk like Aaron Pryor, sharp as the blade of Iron Barkley. The golden boy like De La Hoya, the beast like John Mugabe. Spoiler undefeated fighters party, dealing with first defeat. Make him flinch every time he moves like his boots were hurting his feet. In fighting competitions, be boxers with double vision. Both my arms pumping like pistons with a force of forming and listen. From the ring you'll be carried home, I'll be jabbing your dome. Round bomber like Joe Louis, I'll hit you like Larry Holmes. Snapping your bones, like I'm more poisonous than Junior Jones. Pound for pound, jab, assuming position upon my throne. From body blows to overhand rights, left hook to uppercuts. I cause fighters to buckle up, spark them and leave them doubled up. None of them are tough enough. Punch me and get your knuckles cut. When I apply the pressure, bob and weave and start ducking up. Baddest man on the planet, with a chin made of granite. I'm an addict with a boxing habit, baddest, god damn it. I'll be the big fighter with a heart of Dick Tiger and you can't stop me. If you don't believe me, ask Apollo, Creed, Ivan Drago or Rocky. A clubber man like Clubber Lang, fight me and you're in trouble, man. Crack your cranium so hard your brain will need a double scan. Never see me duck a man, just like bringing these rockers plan. Look into my eyes, you'll realize I'll be the toughest man. Fight for every second of every round until the bell sounds. I'm a throwback, I don't hold back, I'll beat you till you fell down. From Mandalay Bay to Caesar's Palace to Madison Square Garden, buy a ticket to see me cause I'm the baddest. Every training camp I've been there, from the ground gym to Big Bear. Training my fist there, leaving those sparring partners in despair. I got style and drop fashion, that's why I'm wanted by the doofers. Frank Warren, Don King, and Bob Arum. I'll be the pay-per-view favorite, yo. From Showtime to HBO, from Sky TV to radio. That's how these fighters making dough. Money myself, take control, I'm ruling every division. Make the biggest of heavyweight seem as small as Barry McGuigan. Who comers, I'll be fighting them. Most of the time I frighten them. It's me, retired Steve Collins, Chris Eubanks, and Nigel Benn.
It is absolutely dazzling. Oh, big right hand!
Well, it's what's going through his mind now. I don't think he even seen that punch at all. It was so quick.
We hardly saw it ourselves. Blurring hand speed from this master boxer. He can throw punches with machine gun-like velocity. Oh, and there's another peach in the left hand! As he says himself, God has blessed me with an awesome talent.
It certainly has.
Justice Stephen Lawrence was killed, cold-blooded murder. A racist attack by 5 guys who hated blacks. They blatantly proved that. Caught live on camera in a flat, simulating violent attacks with sharp knives and bats, calling blacks niggas and coons. Names that be derogatory while boasting about street fights and other kinds of thuggery. Obviously, the police, they never done their job properly, but most of them are racist and hatred is their philosophy. Treating us like aliens, trespassing on their property. The way they treated Stephen Lawrence's case was a mockery. Daylight robbery, they stole a life and got away with it. Smiles on their faces, but them racists gonna pay for it. If only me and Stephen could have swapped. If it was me at the bus stop, I would have bust up every one of them white blood clot. It's a fact. Most time I pack an axe inside my rucksack, and once I start swinging black, no way they could have ducked that. 5 heads in a duffel bag, my axe back in the rucksack. But if I would have done that, they would have said I was on crack. Brought hanging back and fried my black ass like a Big Mac. But it's the fact, the laws to be lax when the victims they be black. What a tragedy, they killed Stephen and broke up his family, stabbed his savagely. The black community reacted angrily when the 5 boys walked scot-free from the inquiry. Smiles on their faces, cockily grinning, got away with killing. One of the fathers being no villain, serving time in prison for firearms, drug offenses, and ism schism. This evil man also stood trial on a murder case and was also charged for shooting a girl point blank in the face. A rich man who usually seems to get the charges dropped, whether it's bribing the victims or giving backhanders to the cops.
Man is so caught up in this evil system of racial injustice.
A dodgy situation in the police station brought to light by Stephen's family led to an internal investigation. Officers were suspended, handed in resignations. When questioned on the matter, they showed no cooperation. The Home Office had no choice, pressured by the people's voices to intervene and find out just what these 5 boys did and why Stephen's family made a private prosecution. I'm still disillusioned by the lack of law enforcement contribution. It's black persecution, ignorance and racism. Why Stephen was killed and 5 men, they never went to prison. This kind of thing, it does no good for race relations. And furthermore, the reputation of great British police stations. Most of the force are Caucasian. Only in a few situations the police station have I seen a couple token blacks and Asians. I'm losing my patience with this downpression, stereotypical accusations and blatant racial discrimination, police fabrication, provocation and character assassination. Unprovoked attacks on young blacks in police stations. The black population is seen as a second-class nation. To me, this is a breakdown of integration, communication. Vexation is a sensation I feel in this situation. The situation I'm talking about is one of intimidation, degradation, suffocation. Freemasons who trying to tighten the laws and lock the doors on immigration. They'd like to see an African and Jamaica migration. Strong believers of repatriation and a strictly white nation. In America they didn't do a thing about the beating of Rodney King. That's why the LAPD are the cause of all the deaths in the rioting. They incited that, then decided to blame it on the blacks. But in the light of the King case, how the Ross was we to react? Finding the officers not guilty means they ignored the facts and more or less gave the LAPD a license to beat up on the blacks. It's racism, blood clot ism, schism. But this shoot man go and fight down them system. Them should have never killed Stephen. No, them dirty little heathen. Yeah, them should have never killed Stephen. One day with the racists we are gonna get even. Yeah, them should have never killed Stephen. No, them dirty little heathen. Now I will say one day with the racists, tell them say that we have to get even. Now yo, Lord of mercy, how I will tell them racists can't curse me. How I will say, yeah man, rest in peace Stephen Lawrence. Until the majority stop harming we, there should never be racial harmony, only sufferation. So bring education to teach the youth about integration, jobs and equal rights for Asians, blacks and whites. Until this day there shall always be bloodshed and fights. In the memory of Stephen Lawrence and the strength of his family to fight back against the system. Peace, the LIFE bringing you wisdom. My underground b-boy, real hits, you know it's me. I flow with potency, unsinkable rhyme boat, staying afloat upon the golden seas. It's nigga style, constant flowing like the river Nile. With pyramid hieroglyphic calligraphy, pen styles. My vocal style, projectile, the best style. Definitely working underground like some subterranean reptile. No weak speaking, I spit words of the heat seeking. I'm deep and when I'm peaking, I'm keeping the crowd freaking. Reaping what I be sowing, that's the seeds of success. Connect your brain thoughts, process while I make progress. Confusion with my complex style. When I get raw, like a dyslexic colorblind, trying to play Connect 4. I bring that type of pain to tame that Wu-Tang game. Mysteriously arcane, like you know I mystify the brain. My mind against yours is a mismatch. I make you fall down like a gymnast. On the isometrical bars without these wrist raps. I dispatch informative raps, leaving you prolax. I flow raps, the G-force and gravity couldn't hold back. I nourish deprived minds with knowledge inside my rhyme. While rappers decline, I rapidly climb to the top and shine. I smoke the ganja substance in abundance. Get deep like dungeons, speak for the wisdom of a man who's traveled the earth's circumference. DLC receiving more fan mail than TLC. Our policy is top-notch rhythms and rhyming quality. I scorch and torture mic like I was brimstone and fire. My vocals be slick with double the grip of an F1 Bristol tire. Underground like cable wires, sewer pipes and sewer rats. I be the battle cat attacking rappers with my fluent raps.
Solo artist by name, the number one.
I flow on autopilot while shining like ultraviolet. I rhyme the tightest and ride this with the golden touch like Midas. Verbal sniper, verbally tear for your optic fibers. While weak rhymers get damaged like cars with the cheap tires. Repeat fire rapidly, reload with my jaw weapon. Keep you all stepping with 1,000 words a nanosecond. Defeat Tekken characters causing them brain damages. King like Lazarus, I'm gifted like the child from Nazareth. From audio to visual, I bust it digital. The individual gets spiritual. I'm more than just your typical average rhyme lyrical, street ghetto crime criminal. Cause I flip chapters and verses so real that they're almost biblical. Thoughts I be attaining them telepathically from aliens. When I fire hot lyrics, I'm causing backdrafts to the cranium. It's fight time, I battle my rhymes will cut your lifetime. Spark a rapper cold with lyrics much darker than nighttime. I shine with thoughts that told the eclipse Albert Einstein. 2000 the new millennium, the Lord he chose as my time. Every day I write rhymes, recite lines, don't try to bite minds. I damage minds under blind, slipping the white lines. I get more sick than a person known as a body dysmorphic. I blow your brains to pieces and leave it scattered in orbit. Flip raw shit to be tight like a fat dyke in a corset. Cause I relax when I rap on the track and I never force it. But I force you to forfeit and submit to my vocal roughness. The judge dread rapper who balanced the scales of justice. You couldn't dust this if I was Tyson and you was Douglas. You can scale the heights of success but still wouldn't be above this. If you act spineless and gutless, I'll take your crew hostage. A million man to try to rust this. Them all gonna catch a bus slip. Giant anvils, living crushes, invincible type of roughness. This raw jet be attacking bullheads like nuclear warheads. I'm flexes to solar plexus cause I'm on the next shit. Even spit rhymes in reverse to entertain all the dyslexics.
Solo artist by name, life, number one. Solo artist by name, life, the number one. Solo artist by name, life.
Pay attention to this, listen up. In the days of slavery. In the days of slavery. In the days of slavery. In the days of slavery.
Treat him like an animal, forget he's a man. I'm the spirit of a slave from the days when it was changed. Cold days and rain, cotton fields and pain. Pressure on my brain, cause in my previous life the slave master murdered my child and beat up my wife. He raped her twice, I heard her screaming for the demons flirty semen. I closed my eyes and tried to fantasize that I was dreaming. Without no reason, next morning accused of stealing. I was whipped up on my back until the nerve ends had no feeling. Subjected to a beating, I was kicked from floor to ceiling. Then forced to pick more cotton with my wounds open and bleeding. The cuts they started weeping as the blood started congealing. I was overcome by pain and couldn't wait till I was sleeping. A couple days passed again, I heard my wife screaming. She shouted, he's killed our baby, now my eyes they started weeping. My wife was 6 months pregnant when subjected to the rape. He tore the interior of her womb and caused the umbilical to break. So my son will never wake, he's born dead, a tragic fate. I only hope my son will wait for his father with Zion's gate. My mental state had to keep it strong just for my wife's sake. But every day that I was living, man, my heart constantly ached. I knew there'd be a price to pay, might be a time to wait, but in the end I'd have revenge upon that murderous snake. Sometimes I'd have a sleepless night where I could see my son's face. I'm just a slave, so I can only wish to see my son's grave. I'm only glad that he was born to live the life of a slave, still getting whipped, beat and kicked at a ripened old age. Now I pray for the day that master makes a mistake. Just give me one chance and I stab him in his heart with a stake. Lynch him by his throat, strangle till his vertebrae breaks. Stamp on his breastplate, smash every bone inside his ribcage. Now I know it's wrong to hate, but I can't help the way I feel. It keeps eating at me every day, I'm working in the fields. I have to get him back for my son, wife and the attack on my back with the whip that almost left my spine snap. So I lay back and pray that I enforce a payback before he dies. I make him say that, look in his eyes before I rip them from the sockets, put them in my pocket, take the key to the slave main chains and unlock it, free the slaves, burn the farm, grab my wife and rerun. Now we're hiding from a posse of slave monsters with guns, with fingers on their triggers, ready to deliver a bullet to heart, kidney or liver of any slave nigga. But I'm not afraid, nigga, I figured the day would come when I sacrifice my life in the name of my son.
Listen up, in the days of slavery. How can this happen? Treat him like an animal, forget he's a
I waited 6 years and cried sick tears of pain and anguish, vexation and frustration every day on the plantation. But I knew if I was patient, the time would surely come when I could even out the score for my poor wife and my son. Now on Sunday, I had the chance to get the job done. Obviously, I took my chance while someone's life had to done. He made a big mistake, left me in the vicinity of a gun. I shot him in his kneecaps, he lost the ability to run. Now it's time to have some fun. I'm not acting like a demon, I got more than good reason to get even with this even. As I thought he begged for sympathy, it meant nothing to me. As I swore, I tore his eyes, I saw he's got nothing to see. I made a noose, put it round his neck and lynched him from a tree. Burned his body to a carcass in front of his family. Before I torched him, I whipped him how he used to whip me. I took my time with a cat of nine, I didn't do it quickly. The other slaves, they were my audience, they stood and sipped tea that I had ordered to be made by his wife and his picnic. How many lashes? About 1,263. Still that don't come close to the pain that he inflicted on me.
Listen up, in the days of slavery. How can this happen? Treat him like an animal, forget he's a
This
man.
was the slave trade days, very different from nowadays. Black couldn't sit back, relax, kick raps and blaze. Treated like apes from caves, like Africans were retarded. So like cows and sheep, but in the human meat market. My father's father was a slave, mother's mother was the same. Such a shame, a life of mental scars, with marks and chains. Controlled on all occasions by Caucasians running a slavery operation while they preach the Christian indoctrination. The truth is, they live their life like unholy pagans, causing devastation, rape, murder, torture, and mutilation. That's why me and my wife are in this tricky situation. Had to be a brave slave to take the life of a Caucasian. I knew the further trials and tribulations both of us were facing. Start running, they start chasing. There ain't no real escaping. So we ran up to the hills and had a serious conversation. Looked in my wife's eyes, she knew we had to decide. We wasn't disrespecting God, this was a forceful suicide. If we didn't take our own lives, we'd be tortured and burned alive. Before the posse could arrive, we swore that we would part never. So we took our lives together and sealed our spirits forever. While my wife and child are peaceful, I find it hard to rest. Still haunted by the slave life, being stressed and oppressed. Although our lives are God blessed, from the spirit, soul to the flesh. I had my whole life turned round, the devil made it a mess. The slave master done his piece to help the mark of the beast. Now I'm a spirit of a slave, finding it hard to rest in peace. Yeah. Hear the music, the message. Mind how you live your life. Too much fame, money, drugs, material lust. In all these things, so many rappers put their trust. Fame, money, drugs, material lust. In all these things, so many rappers put their trust. Some people are only in this game for the fame and the name. No studio equipment, spend all their money on the clothes cause they so vain. Buy cocaine with a change in their pocket, some pipe and a rocket. It's best they stop it, I clock it and watch it and see how they drop it. They talk and leave people seduced with lies that are drug and juice. While I'm puffing Zeus, salute me, I'm dropping the truth to all the youths. From no pain in the fast lane, they go to no brain in the slow lane. Making no gains, is controlled by the reins of their cocaine. That's why they flop when they spit at a show with shit up their nose. Cause cocaine chain and clothes can't help you when it comes to creating flows. Up on the stage they act all confident and blasé, but confidence and belief in their skills comes from the heart, not a bag of class A. Paranoid pussies, insecure and immature, shallow, no substance MC. So while I'm spitting raw, these brain dead heads are sniffing more, acting a rap Scarface but without no trace of a gangster. Their whole character's made up, they never sleep so they never wake up. You'll never see their real face cause they're always sporting the devil's makeup. I'm naturally evolving, little devilish wolves in street clothing. Their whole steez is to deceive like a disease. They spread blasphemous talk and chat breeze that I don't even believe. More fake than a weed, these snakes living a life of make-believe, claiming they rockin' the weed, yeah right, that's why your nostrils bleed. From this shit they should restrain, cause there ain't no one else to blame. When their life collapses around them, there's no one to help them take the strain. My rap talk is deep in roots like black thoughts, propel my words with a natural mystic rap force, deliver life like I'm a black stork, known to fight crack wars, hold off all the attack of the stone, chasing these panicking pipe stalkers away from the microphone. Too much fame, money, drugs, material lust, in all these things so many rappers put their trust. Fame, money, drugs, material lust, in all these things so many rappers put their trust. A man is who he is because of his heart, spirit and soul, not his clothes. And fame is something you can't snort up your nose, thinking they big rap stars, acting a clever man. Looney Tune cartoon rapper, the rappers with a style for Neverland. Drink Guinness and cold brandy, no limits on nose candy, dropping shizit lyrics with no passion or spirit. You rapping Bambi's, acting tough, hard and angry, send false perceptions in our direction. Can't even look at themselves in the mirror without seeing the devil's reflection. From newborn, their characters was paganite with two horns, red-eyed fork tongues and two faces like undercover races. Born to tell lies while looking in your eyes, pretenders with secret agendas. Life will force them to hold their corners like a Subaru Impreza across their hell vibes. Expose them when they tell lies, claiming religious thoughts where the lies reflect the vibe of an antichrist. Must be taking bad advice to be living false while feeling satisfied like false threats with locks on their heads preaching Selassie I. Do anything for attention, anyone in the way gets played. That's dangerous like having sex without protection, you might get AIDS. And don't forget the bad karma will come back around on the bad father who lives a life of mad drama, not facing responsibilities. For most people they're taking liberties while moving digitally, booming turncoats with burn throats who burn coke till they lose their rhyme ability, causing hostility between family and friends. As a man with no sense, bite the hand that feeds them for no reason, just being a heathen again. Stealing again, the coke has even got them thieving from friends. It must be the coke cause they get paid for regular shows but never got no ends. Fame, money, drugs, material lust, in all these things so many rappers put their trust. Fame, money, drugs, material lust, in all these things so many rappers put their trust. Yeah, beware things like the root of all evil. Beware things like deceiving people. Mans who don't want to treat them brethren equal. You understand?
Nope. The party's not yet broken, and I haven't received my full-fledged imp wings. But you remember how I offered my soul to Satan for the chance, the glorious chance to be me? Well, I've just done it. I've done it. I've just had my first taste of fulfilling my ambition. I have been mean, petty, unjust, sinful, vicious, horrible. I have been mean.
My belief and theory in life is to destroy or be destroyed, and I'm looking forward to destroying.
He once offended some members of the boxing press when he said after knocking out Jesse Ferguson with a similar shot that his objective was to drive the nose bone up into the brain.
Another one on your belt, another notch. Was this harder than you anticipated?
No, not at all, because I knew that he was going to come up, he was talking, and the way he was talking, I knew he was hyped. He was ready to go, and I knew I was the best fighter in the world.
Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. They said Mike Tyson was the baddest man on the planet. Knocking niggas out was his hobby and his habit. The youngest undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, with the richest fast cars, condominiums and fake girls. He had a good start though, trained by Costiamato from an unruly Negro with a lisp and fat afro into a beard ring monster, record-breaking boxer, jawbone powerhouse puncher, bone cruncher. Remember him knocking out Michael Spinks, 90 seconds all it took. A mix of intimidation, uppercuts and left hooks. At least Pinkleton Thomas lasted longer than Spinks. For the amount of time he fell and wobbled, it looked like he had too much to drink. Tyrrell Bix cried like a kid, scored like a pig, and the punishment might give to his jawbones and ribs. Bruno, he lasted 5 rounds and got gobbled up. Even with my stiff nigga wobble Mike, he was too scared to follow up. After X amount of defenses, the heavyweights were done justice. When Mike came unstuck against the rough Buster Douglas, the fight was supposed to be easy peasy, Tokyo Japanesey. Mike weren't really supposed to lose by knockout, believe me, but he was having trouble in the life that he was living. Plus he done the wrong thing, hooked up with Don King. His heart was cut to ribbons by Robin Givens. Then he got stitched up by Desiree Washington and sent to prison. Even before he went to jail, he lost his invincibility shield. So in his last fight, the nigga got stopped by Holyfield. Before the fight, Mike said Holyfield wasn't in the same legal class. He had to apologize cause the banda whipped his ass. So who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. The 28th of June came soon, it was the rematch. Supposed to be the 3rd of May, but Tyson put the date back. Judgment Night 2 is here. Who's feeling fear? Is it revenge or repeat? Which one of my niggas is gonna get beat? Holyfield's a champion, Mike Tyson be the challenger. Mike be the Iron Man, Evander be the warrior. Mills Lane is the ref, Jimmy Lennon Jr. be the announcer. Don King be promoting, talking and showboating. Las Vegas be the venue, big fights be on the menu. But it's the clash of the heavyweights that drew the crowd through the gate. Ding ding, round 1, now the clash of the titans has begun. Firing shots to the dome like a madman with a gun. There's nowhere to run for Holyfield and Tyson, but they both look strung like some bison. Dangerous and enticing, the fight's kinda even as Holyfield tries to turn it up. In round 2, Tyson sustains a cut from an unintentional headbutt. But wrecked by this, he attacks with 2 fists, feeling this. Most of the blows Mike tried to throw were wild, so they miss. Ding ding, end of round 2, the fighters go back to their corners. Sit down, drink some water, get the battle strategies in order. Now the 3rd round bell sounds, is somebody about to go down? Not quite, but my nigga Iron Mike becomes dirty and low down. Mike must have thought Holyfield was a real me, Lavanda. Mike didn't listen clear and thought they said fight of the ear. It was obvious to me and you and boxing fans through and through. The so-called baddest man on the planet bit off more than he could chew. He showed his fear by riding the Vander's ear not once but twice. Spat out a piece of flesh and licked the blood from his lips like shit was nice. Tyson is disqualified, Evander remains the champ. Mike went out like a hoe with tactics dirty like a champ. Banned from boxing for a year, but Mike will be back soon. Maybe to fight Evander with a knife and fork or Tim with a spoon. So who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. Who's really the baddest man on the planet? Running up your mouth, that's a fucking bad habit. God damn it.
Regardless of what I did, he booked me for 2 fights.
But you got to address it, Mike.
I did address it. I addressed it in the ring.
Why did you do that though, Mike? I mean, was that the proper response?
Look at me. I gotta go home and my kids are gonna be scared of me. Look at me, man.
If you feel that you can whoop me, why you can't whoop me with the gloves on? Well, this is a boxing match. This is not a rumble. And when the fight is over, then you get brave and you really want to fight. I'm saying, you had a chance to fight. Why you got to bite on my head?
Life is the chosen one, explosive tongue. Any rapper sounding like this, you know where he stole it from. He hold a mic like a soldier hold a gun. When the flow is done, MCs fold and run.
I'll leave you rappers nameless. When I rock, you couldn't tame this. You claim you're hot, I'll come up in your spot and leave you unflameless. Many rappers are brainless, please let me explain this. Talking out of the anus on a mission to be aimless. Dreaming of being famous, every day a new pair of trainers. Sporting the latest flavors like Nike's made of skins of alligators. Bad boy video type tracksuits, Lexuses and Mercedes. We're rapping other people's styles like Wu-Tang and Slim Shadys. Studio rappers, 4 bars and need breath. But when I get to the end of 100 bars, I still haven't breathed yet. Blagger rappers muffling the words that they be spraying, sabotaging their own set so that you can't hear what they saying. It's not for the love of hip-hop that they making jacks, they faking that. But I'll be blazing raps, attacking whack rappers and breaking backs. What you got to say to that? Nothing, boy, keep your mouth closed. When it's open, you're spitting unaudible and unapplaudable foul flows. I doubt those who claim to be professional or even amateur. Don't fool yourself because you got a label, agent and a manager. I damage you with this style, firing paralysis missiles and a pyrotechnic rocket rocket launcher life, you watch me get wild. Make your head spin like the earth revolving with every verse I'm quoting. Trap acid raps on battle cats and watch their flesh dissolving. When I rap, my complex thought patterns rapidly start evolving. Each of my brain cells hold 1,000 times the intelligence of a dolphin. With the speed of teleporting, spit lyrics no one can match me. Life I'm so ahead of the rest, I'm still waiting for the future to catch me. So listen, chemo savvy, with the speed of a Kawasaki or with a cat, you better run when you see this snatch. You ain't no fassy. My status is unquestionable, my thirst is unquenchable. I'm a Rasta space sentinel with skills extra like terrestrial, natural like organic vegetables, and best of all, I'm bringing pain to whack MCs and getting kicked inside the testicles.
Life is the chosen one, explosive tongue. Any rapper sounding like this, you know where he stole it from. He hold a mic like a soldier hold a gun. When the flow is done, MCs they fold and run. Life is the chosen one, explosive tongue. Any rapper sounding like this, you know where he stole it from. He hold a mic like a soldier hold a gun. When the flow is done, MCs they fold and run.
I spit so much, I drown you in my saliva. I'm a dope rhymer, original metaphor lyricist, don't need a ghost writer. I'm a rhyme writer with so many words, I blew up my typewriter. Fire igniter when I take to the stage, I call the firefighters. Many claim to be hot, but they're not, they sound like Pookie on rocks. Spread the dark when they see the light, I'm like a madman with a Glock. MCs think they're a bad man, but they're not. I get them a shot with lyrics I drop, taking their empty brains and start filling them up. Life's a swashbuckling MC quicker than Zorro and drawing swords. Enforcing laws, sending whack rappers back to the drawing boards. Skills what I endorse with a force to damage your health. While MCs think they can rock a crowd up on the stage and embarrass themselves. Spitting gimmicks and lyrics, 2 punch lines, then they're finished. Now the crowd, they want their money back, claiming the show be timid. But I know no limit, spitting ghetto soldier lyrics, vocally dropping bolder lyrics on these frigid MCs, crushing their souls and spirits. Never be doubting me, look out for me. Me and the mic be a bigger deadly jewel than spongy brain and foot or mouth disease. Like a car without the keys, don't stop running your mouth to me. My futuristic science could defeat your medieval alchemy. Crack a skull with flows like falling head first from a balcony. Cause life I'm setting precedent, showing these rappers how to be.
Life is the chosen one, explosive tongue. Any rapper sounding like this, you know where he stole it from. He hold a mic like a soldier hold a gun. When the flow is done, MCs they fold and run. Life is the chosen one, explosive tongue. Any rapper sounding like this, you know where he stole it from. He hold a mic like a soldier hold a gun. When the flow is done, MCs they fold and run.
Yeah.
Right.
2002. DJ Napper. Zephyr Traffic. Yeah. Wordsmith, Spit Smiths. Yeah. Yeah. Time Crisis 2002. Yeah. Beware of all antichrists, satanic devils, politicians. That's right. Time crisis, the world is full of evil antichrists, trying to leave the earth lifeless with a war machine devices, and scientists who think that they can control the sun's brightness while cloning human beings so they get a perfect likeness. While futuristic weaponry puts our futures in jeopardy, they feed us poisonous medicines to wipe out all our memories, implant a microchip to change your whole brain's identity, reverse your rebel cells into a state that they're not meant to be. Beware of the new century, like a 666 entity. I've seen the future like Notre Dame's visions they be sent to me through mental telepathy, reading the thoughts of a corpse, preparing me for the real life Matrix and Star Wars. Through your whole life on a CCTV camera they record, from a child's first day of birth until the time he reached the morgue. Time crisis in the year 2000, time he walked as the earth is overrun by androids and cyborgs. Freemasons openly embracing on the streets, stepping on concrete with nigger skin shoes upon their feet. In these times ahead there's no Judge Dredd, just evil bullheads with 666 tattoos and horns upon their foreheads. Nuclear warheads will leave the world dead except for the hierarchy hiding in the purpose-built fortress. Before this happens they're gonna start the brain tapping, just like computer hacking but with the devil as backing. Forget the carjacking and start the knowledge stacking. Only the wise will survive when Lucifer be attacking. Already making friends with all blind women and men, getting them to ask the Lord to buy a Mercedes-Benz. Taking away the children's education instead of feeding them information. They feed them McDonald's and get them a PlayStation. Check out NASA space station run by pagans. Take the word NASA, add the letter T, it's the anagram of Satan. The Satan situation is just a bunch of pagans trying to destroy God's creation so they could build a Freemason nation. I used to love the life I live and live the life I love. Now life has just become technology, guns and drugs. Street thugs controlled by material lust, blinded by gold dust. And and onwards they march like devil soldiers. Brain dead like Bill and Ted, your journey it be bogus. Chasing down the root of all evil like a bunch of hungry vultures. Fooled by the illusion of the government hocus pocus, who have more hidden secret X-Files than Scully and Mulder. But me, I be that Bible code decoder, super like Nova, communicating through airways like Mercury and Boulder. But while I communicate for the airways, I'm giving answers, while Mercury and Vodafone be giving your brains cancers. I'm not trying to hype this, but there won't be no niceness. The future turns to the present, 2000 time crisis. The future is a world full of surprises, but the devil tries to shake up their lives like they were dices. With virtual reality sanity, android-looking families with brainwashed mentalities, blind to the world reality. A lifetime of computers, laser beams and space commuters, operated by the Judas, New World Order devil rulers. But God, he gave us life to live, but now they're trying to diss life, change our personalities and store our brains on disk drive, to eventually control us mentally in this new century. I pray I stay on track and keep Mount Zion as my destiny. With the powers the Lord invest in me and the strength that I gain naturally, I'll overcome the devil with scriptures of the Maccabee. The devil's moving rapidly with a strategy, he's calculating mathematically to change our way of life dramatically, causing division through religion so they can make a decision. Force it to pray to one God and send us all to prison. Wipe out the Muslim Jews, Rastas, Hindus and the Christians, and leave our mind conditioned with no culture and tradition. But mentally and physically, spiritually and lyrically, I smash the devil's dynasty for taking unlawful liberties.
The Jews return to Zion, and a comet fills the sky. The Holy Roman Empire rises, and you and I must die. From the eternal sea, he rises, creating armies on either shore, turning man against his brother, till man exists.